Yeah, so no election talk. No, we're in the midst of it, but not trying to get too far in the weeds on this one.
Yeah, no, it's pretty shitty to talk about anyway.
Well, it's just not. I think you had a good thing. Like, trying to watch. Like, okay, can we just watch the next thing? Because there's no other shows on. There's nothing else on. Everything is this, right? So, like, what did you say?
Trying to get the real news.
Please, yeah. Can you please, before we start here, can you give me that analogy again? Because I feel like I'm watching.
Oh, yeah. So I was just saying, it's, we're talking about how this is kind of just the way the whole thing's playing out and how things are kind of flip-flopping back and forth and, people are all about it. And I was like, it's kind of like listening to Joe Buck play-by-play announce or color commentate announce someone painting a wall and watching it dry. Like, that's how I feel with this election. Yeah,
it's just like...
there it is. This one was textured, so it's going to take a little longer. He might have missed a spot.
Did you see him dab that holiday in there for that paint gap, and now it's all solid, one color. Man, he rolls.
He did a really good job of taping up that window right there. So it's going to have some straight edge lines. But, let's go back over to this section. Yep, it's still wet. But this tape job over here, let's talk about the tape. Oh, yep, still wet. Okay. That's how I feel like the election.
He just finished cutting this one wall. Let's go to you and see if he took off the light plates on the other side of the wall there. Oh, we're still working on waiting for these light plates. He's trying to find the flathead bit to take the light plate off of his wall over here so that he can really get in around the wall behind the plate so that the paint looks fluid all the way over. But he's still fumbling with Phillips, and we won't know if he finds a flathead screwdriver here probably for the next 7 hours. So while we do that, we're going to go ahead and send it back over to you.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to send it over to Michelle. She's going to tell you about how he picked out this color 4 months ago. Yeah. Thanks, John. Well, we talked to his wife, and she had, 17 colors on the swatch that she used. And, sorry, you got breaking news. It's still wet, guys. Still wet.
Well, on my side over here, I'm just getting word that he has go ahead and popped the other color that he's going to do on his accent wall so that he could start mixing it. But we're not sure when and if he might change over to start painting said accent wall while he is letting the paint dry on the existing 3 walls, which, what color did he like to choose again, Michelle?
Hi. So he had 17 colors, and his wife told him he needed to choose one. And they ended up with the gray, but they also ended up with a maroon on the accent wall, which she subsequently changed and said, no, it has to be, baby blue and slate gray, not just straight up gray. So anyway, I'm getting breaking news. The tape did not have a crisp seal. Oh, that's bad to...
Okay, well, let's head on over to the big ass wall here where I get to touch stuff with my fingers. You can see here that there's about 16 million people that have already had this gray color been purchased through either Lowe's or Home Depot when they decided to do their own walls in their house. Now, while the wife thinks she's being unique, we're coming out that this trending to be basic. Back to you.
Yeah. I don't really know what else to talk about, to be honest with you, Dan. I pretty much have run out everything I would say, so I'm just going to talk about the fact that the wall is still wet, and those windows look nice, even though he kind of flubbed the tape on that one side. So that's what I got.
Well, let's hope as time goes on tonight that the tape job will get reset and recompleted so that we can have a full coverage of
breaking news, Dan. His wife came in. She doesn't like the color at all. We have to repaint.
Oh, so now we got ourselves an entire recount of this wall here, the southwestern wall, if you would so call it, that needs to be entirely redone.
Yeah, apparently her mother came in, his mother-in-law, and they recounted or revoted on the color, and it's got to be a different color.
I'm going to sue you if you don't think we're going to pick the right color this time. The funny thing is that we announced probably a little bit better than Joe Buck would announce it, because it'd be like, paint just happened to make it on the wall. The last time the wall was painted was back in 1975 when the original owners elected to purchase the house. Like, he's so fucking terrible. I feel like I'm watching like just the shittiest World Series announcing ever. It's just there's nothing exciting here. And then like it's a World Series game that lasts 4 days because fucking they can only play 2 innings at a time. Oh, we're delayed by rain again. Fucking A, man. Anyway, we didn't have a podcast last week. Thanks for allowing us to have the week off. It was coming up on rolling into the holiday weekend with Halloween. But we're back here for episode 25, right?
25.
Yeah, that's right. 25. We made it. We're here.
We made it.
We did it. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for listening to us for another episode of Illicit Packets. Again, this episode is being recorded right in the midst of the election, which will define the next 4 years of our country. But it's kind of a bullshit moment here because we're in this like stalemate as people like or have their what are those rubber jingles that people put on their fingers to count shit, or like sift through paper. You know what I'm talking about? The rubber finger things.
Thimble? A rubber thimble?
Well, I guess, I'm sure. I guess it's, yeah. But there's like, I think a term for it. Anyway.
Thinga? I don't know.
You think like in the rubber thing, you think like they're counting this shit like by hand or they have to open up all these things by hand. You think we'd have a better way at this moment in time? Like we can send fucking packages across the entire globe within like weeks. Days. We can fly people at 30,000 miles or 30,000 feet in the air, and be there in hours. We are able to connect the entire world via the internet. But when it comes to voting, we are still in like this. Nana's got to know how to fucking bubble. I feel like we're like the check writers at the grocery store when it comes to this like ballot process. I think we would have this figured out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to write a check. Oh, shit. Can we get to at least the ATM card part of, like, voting? Can we do that where it's a little bit faster, but you still got to put your PIN in, It's like, oh, okay,
we can figure out how to vote for American Idol, but...
Fuck. Text number 12345. Tell me you want to win American Idol. And fucking millions of people do that shit within seconds. But we can't figure out how to do it here. Even though there's like one person with like 10 phone lines, like, Kelly Clarkson's gonna win again, and he's like texting on all 5 lines. But oh well.
Kelly Clarkson.
Anyway, well, we'll let that one sit. So let's rewind a little bit because we weren't on last week, and again, Halloween had taken place. So, yeah, this was interesting Halloween, I think, for some. So let's talk about what you did for Halloween.
You want to start with me or start with you?
Let's start with you.
Okay. Do you want to start with me or do you want to start with you?
Are you Joe Bucking me right now?
Yes, you've been Joe Bucked. My name is Joe Buck, and I'm here to
fuck with your podcast.
See, what do? We ordered we tried to keep some tradition stuff going as best we could. So this is our kid's second Halloween. The first one, he was like a month old, so it really didn't count.
Sure.
This one he was able to take advantage of. But we tried to every Halloween we do that whole Papa Murphy's pumpkin pizza thing. Yeah. So Courtney almost forgot to order that, but she got it. So we made one of those. You
could have just ordered a pepperoni pizza for Papa Murphy's and then moved the pepperonis around, and it would have been the same.
No, because they make it like a little pumpkin shape.
Yeah.
The crust.
So you take a little stick of dough and you put it on the top for the stem.
Yeah, no, we got to make them do it. Okay.
Well, you made them do it, it sounds like.
Yeah. So we got that going, and then ate that, and then hung around for a little bit, and then, my kid goes to bed around 7. So that's now when things are starting to get dark, because apparently daylight saving kicks in, and all of a sudden everything goes dark at 5 o'clock. It's crazy how the world does that.
It's God's one light switch, and he's just like, click, good night, world. And you're like, fuck, man.
It's autumn now. Click, 5 o'clock. Yeah. So we got him dressed up in his Yeti outfit. So he was a Yeti for Halloween.
Okay.
Put his Jordans on.
So I saw that. Oh, I took a little heart to that one, so that's good.
Yeah. The Jays that Uncle Dan got him. So he was the best dressed Yeti out there. And then we went to all of maybe 6 houses. And that was pretty much it. So just up and down the block, pretty much. Talked to maybe 2 people. Everybody else just put their stuff outside. And then we came back and showered, put them to bed. We put candy outside for people. I went out there around like 8:30. No one was there, or like there was still half a thing of candy left.
Man, you didn't have someone like dump the bucket and run type thing? Like there was none
no,
of that?
Dude. So get this. So I go out there around like 8 o'clock, or 8:30 or so. I'm like, okay, it's time to wrap up. There's not a lot of kids running around the neighborhood anymore and those types of things, right?
Sure.
And I knew the families that had kids that were going to be around, they were going to like some party, right? Which I don't think you're supposed to do during COVID anyway, but that's what they were doing.
There's a lot of things you can do or not do.
Yeah, but I go out there, right, and I'm like, I see these 3 teenage kids walking down the street. They're all in costumes, right, and they're all like high schoolers, right. And I'm like, hey guys, you want this candy? And they all looked at me and said no.
Because you're probably like you're surpassing that time where like you're the creepy adult right now asking for the kids and if they want candy. Like that's what happens.
It's Halloween.
Dude, you're in your 30s and they've warned their kids about people like you.
But they're like, no, they're teenage kids. They're like sophomores in high school. So it's a little bit different, right? And I'm like, hey guys, I got all this candy here. You guys want any of it, right? And they're like, no. I'm like, all right, for sure, because I'm just gonna get rid of it. And then the one kid's like, all right, I'll take some candy, right? And then he's like, well, how much can I have? I'm like, the whole thing, dude, like all the candy. And we're talking, it's probably like a Costco bag size full of candy, right? We had like 2 or 3 of those.
2 or 3 Costco size bags of candy?
Yeah, we dumped in these big ass buckets. Yeah, dude, we had a lot of candy. So anyway, like I'm like, do you want all the candy? And he takes like we had it split up into like chocolates on one side and Laffy Taffy Nerds, that's kind of like the mixed bags,
Mm-hmm.
And he takes all the the sweet and sour stuff, right? The Nerds and the Laffy Taffy and the Gobstoppers and all that stuff, right? So that was all like in one. He's like, yeah, I'll take all this, right? And he pours it in his bag. I'm like, do you guys want anything else? I mean, I'm literally gonna probably throw this stuff away. And they're like, no, we're good. And they walked away. But I had a bunch of candy left, so I basically,
but just the chocolate stuff.
Yeah, I had it and that's the best stuff. We already talked about that on this podcast, where it's like Milky Ways and Musketeers and Snickers and all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, there's just a pound of candy here, man, if not more. And they denied it, so I ended up with a bunch of chocolate, which is fine by me. That's my favorite part anyway. So I've been getting fat off that all week.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
Well,
anyway, so that was my Halloween, and then we went to sleep.
Did you let your kid have any candy at all? Like, did he get to consume any of it, or did you just like?
No, he went to bed, and then
parade him around.
We were gonna make sure we give it a day just in case But he really didn't like candy. I tried to give him a Musketeers the other day, and he was not about it. He spit it out.
Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tried to give him chocolate milk the other day too. He's kind of like, no, I'm good. Weird ass kid.
My kid definitely doesn't know, like, he's had like juice boxes here and there, but he hasn't had like chocolate milk or any of those kind of things. He actually had like a milkshake for the first time probably like a couple weeks ago. Like he had no clue like what a chocolate milk was, or I mean a milkshake. And then he's like, "Oh, this is pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, it is pretty good. I'm surprised you never had chocolate or a milkshake before."
I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. And here's why. I'm surprised because when you and I were kids, we got fed all sorts of shit food, right?
Yeah.
And this isn't a knock on anybody. It's just that's what was there, right?
Well,
it was
we didn't know any, I think better at that time. Like
right, nobody did, right? No one thought like, hey, what's a good snack for kids? The Dunkin' Dippers. You remember those?
the Danimals and
exactly. Yeah. So which is basically like a cracker that you dip in straight up frosting, which is just sticky sugar, basically.
Well, at least handy snacks were like cheese. Like that was at least good, Like
right.
But the cheese was not good quality at all.
No, it was imitation cheese or whatever. But anyway, I was saying that was like acceptable back then, right?
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna have this, Go-Gurt that's loaded up with sugar, and now it's like not we kind of know that, hey, sugar's not the best. Processed sugar is not the best for things. So now you see kids that are like, hey, I want these, crackers that are organic and from Trader Joe's, and they have, the bunnies on them and all this stuff. And if it's anything other than that, then that's gross.
Yeah, definitely.
So for us, it's like, that's surprising because that's what we had when we were kids, right? But for these new kids, like, milkshake is just, oh, okay, that's cool. I don't need it. I'd rather have this banana. Like, okay.
Do you have any
apples? Makes you happy, bud.
Do you have any kale? Where's your kale? Do you have kale? Usually my mom puts kale in my smoothie. Like, okay, buddy.
Do you have any turmeric? I like turmeric as a spice. What?
So, well, anyway.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you had, as good of a Halloween as you can. I ended up going to his mom's house, and they did like a they had invited some of his cousins over, and they did like a piñata, just loaded full of candy and like carved pumpkins and stuff. So that was kind of in the house local, which was pretty good. That was pretty good to do. And then I ended up like going out after that. So that was a gallivanting event.
Where'd you go? You went like adulting somewhere?
Yeah, I went adulting. Like we went out with some friends to Arden Hills for like they had like a event for the kids there, like bounce house, haunted house type thing, and those kind of things. So we did that for a bit, and then sent the kids home, and then we ended up going out to like a bar. And
what are those?
People watched. Yeah, those are a thing, and like we were out there at the bar watching people out there. I saw a couple of Tiger Kings and, random things here and there. And yeah, it was good. Actually, made it home okay. We were probably done. We were probably back, home by like, I don't know, 11:30 or midnight or so.
Is that the costume of the year? Is the Tiger Kings? People were doing a lot of that.
I did see a few of those. I saw a handful of like Mandalorians. So that was a thing. Baby Yoda. Yeah.
Baby Yoda was huge. A lot of people did that.
Yeah. So
I always think it's funny if people are, hey, this is going to be so creative. Look at this Baby Yoda because I have a little kid. And then
I was there.
A million people do it.
I saw princesses, and I seen Little Red Riding Hood. I saw pirates. I saw.
Is it just me, or
space aliens, or people that look like a MIB duo with their kid or with their dog? I saw that.
Yeah.
That was a thing. All kinds of crazy stuff. What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it just me, or do you feel like princesses should be princessi for plural?
Princessi?
Yeah, I don't feel like it should be princesses. There's just too many s's.
Princesses. I don't know.
Prince-I.
Well, what other thing is got like that? What like?
I think it is. I think it is princesses, but it just sounds awkward.
Princesses. Yeah, I definitely want to add more s's.
You just want to kind of keep going with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Like Mississippi.
Right.
That's how
MISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISSISS
colors.
Sweet.
You didn't even have to draw that on the back of your little card. This got your name on it. Good job.
Iridocyclitis.
What did you say? Can you use it? Can you use it in a sentence?
Oh, hell no. I have no idea what that means.
I don't even know how to spell that to even look it up to tell you.
Iridocyclitis.
Nope.
That's you ever seen that? Like, I guess it was a Vine. You missed the whole Vine train.
I was not part of the Vine jam. Yeah, unfortunately.
I'll
Don't say it like that.
You missed out. That was a good. You should go back on YouTube and watch those.
I like it. You should go back to another fucking media platform to watch what you missed.
Well, Vine doesn't exist anymore, right? But you can go on YouTube and find like the compilations. Actually, Vine does exist. I want to say Twitter bought it, and you can go back to Vine and pull up if you know the APIs and stuff. You can go back and look up people's usernames and all their videos are there. So it's like vine.co / and then you put in the person's username and you can pull up all their stuff. But you can also go on YouTube and just find compilations.
Yeah, I think I have seen like some of those compilations before, but
Yeah,
but
dude,
yeah,
here
no,
it
I
is.
miss Vine. Like that's what TikTok basically is now, right? Like, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, just post it and then I can catch it.
Do you get? Oh, you don't get text anymore. That's right.
I do. It's just it's like a weird way I have to like look it up. That's all.
Did you in 1999 run out of your text message limit? Like you only had 1,000.
I'm getting fined by the message, dude. No, it's a stupid fucking Apple update, man. Like, I bought this Apple Watch a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, you need to update your shit, and I'm like, okay. So I update my shit to the current version, and then my text messages stop busting. So I'm like, God damn, dude. And so I can text people, but I have to like fake send a picture or like fake send a link from, Reddit or something to somebody, and then like delete the link out to the person I'm trying to talk to, and then just send them the message. That's how I have to go through and do it. It's
That's
kind of
crazy.
annoying. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
I just sent you the iridociclitis thing.
Is it like a real quick thing that I can like listen to on here? Or?
7 seconds. It's a Vine, dude.
It's perfect. Give me one moment. Here we go. Whoa, look at this guy. Let's see some.
Iridociclitis.
Iridociclitis. Okay, well, at least hang on. Now I can spell it to figure out what the hell it means. So,
But that's the whole meme. Is just him saying that.
well, I can see it. Iridociclitis. It's an inflammation of the iris. Why would any like kid in their right mind know how to spell that?
That kid did.
And
Did I ever show you that video?
I said right mind. I was pretty clear.
Did I ever show you that video of that kid who's in the spelling bee, and the one kid's up there trying to spell stuff, and he's in the background like just like
He like
nope,
does he shake his head? He's
nope.
like, "That's wrong. You said that wrong." Yeah, totally. Fucking
You're a fucking idiot.
inflammation of the iris. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's a thing. Hey, kid. Hey, 10-year-old. Can you go ahead and just like read a MD book and study it like no other, so you understand how to like spell certain weird functions and illnesses?
There's probably like a gaming to it, right? So they're basically just studying. They're probably not studying every word in the world. They're just studying.
There's a formula.
There's
right?
got to be a way to like break that down. Hey, they're more than likely going to test on these types of words, and then they give you clues too. That's part of the bad part about spelling bee is like, oh, use it in a sentence. Give me the definition. What is the origin, right? So that stuff gives you some insight into how it would
That
be
just
spelled
buys you
if
time.
No
Yeah.
rules.
I use that as
Yeah.
to buy you time. That's like when like someone asks you a question and then you repeat the question while you're thinking for the answer. Like, hey Ray, do you know if you orgasm when you tickle your asshole? And you're like, do I orgasm when I tickle my asshole? And you're like trying not, if you don't know the answer right away, you're like, I don't. I'm buying myself time to determine whether or not I want to admit.
While you well, I think there's buying time, and then also part of it too gives you clues, right? So if you're like, hey, it's a Greek of origin, then you know that hey, if something says psi, right, you're probably there's probably a p in there, right? PSI or PSY type thing. So you can kind of pick off some of those things,
Sure.
if you know the origin, just based on their patterns of language, right? So you have that, and then there's probably a coaching thing saying, hey, they're not gonna ask you to spell cat, right? They're not gonna ask you to spell together. They're gonna ask you to spell some of these types of words. So he's not over there probably trying to figure out what iridociclitis actually means. He's probably just trying to figure out how do I mash this shit together to win a spelling bee. That's on ESPN.
I feel like we should really teach kids things that they're going to use down the road in life. I always felt like noteworthy in high school where they're like, oh, we're going to teach you about like the economics class. Like that was important. You learned how money kind of moved and shook, right? That was a noteworthy thing at least that was the intent of the class. Was
Sure.
to teach
my,
you how
my
like,
teachers weren't good, so I didn't learn any of that in economics.
Sure, but like, I mean, training super fucking hard for a spelling bee, I just don't understand where I'm going to use that later in life. I don't know.
It's just something it's a feather to put in your hat so you can get into a college that's have now been overly competitive and almost impossible to get accepted to, and then they charge you a shit ton of money once you get there.
Yes, they do that.
Hold on a second. Better. I'm over here thinking like, why is my neck hurting? And then I gotta raise my desk up.
You're leaning into the mic like you're in a spelling bee.
T F R H. No, Ray, that is not how you spell
gefilte fish.
Gefilte fish. Have you ever had those?
No.
Oh, it's fucking gross, dude. Think cat food clumped together, and then that's it. That's your food.
That's gross.
Yeah, man. It looks like cat food. It smells like cat food, and it definitely tastes like cat food. I would imagine. I've never had cat food, but I've had gefilte fish. It does not taste good.
Have you ever tickled your asshole with cat food?
Have you ever? That's how you do it. You ask it back to yourself, or you ask it back to the person, right?
Yeah. How much do I want to admit here? Oh, man.
My favorite was always to redirect. So if someone was like, do you tickle your asshole to have orgasm? Be like, ha, that's a funny question. Hey, Bob, do you tickle your asshole?
You don't do that like, what's that over there? And just like run the other direction? That's not one of them you could do?
No. You just laugh. Ha, that's funny. And then ask it to somebody else. And then they're on the spotlight. I guess.
Question's over.
I mean, back when we were kids, it was probably you probably get made fun of. Nowadays, I think people are a little more accepting of that. Like, oh, that's cool, dude. How do you do it? Like in a circle motion, or
you just do like half a knuckle around it and dig it in? Like what? Yeah, before it's like, oh, dude touches his ball.
Oh, I should try that next week. Okay, good job, man. Yeah, can I text you for some pointers if it doesn't go well? Yeah, we can FaceTime.
You can FaceTime. I'll show you. Make sure you get your mirror. It's better for the angle so you can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that that's one thing that like the United States and has come a long way with is like the sexuality.
Tickling their asshole.
No, like just their sexuality and being open to it. Like that's been a big thing
in some places, but yeah, I would agree.
That's been a big thing, like in Europe and stuff. They've been doing that stuff like for years. Like nudity on TV and that kind of stuff or commercials has been kind of like whatevs, right? Not a big concern. And then again, kind of the advent of the internet is that we can send asshole pictures to each other within seconds, but we can't vote fast enough.
Well, we were founded by very conservative people as a nation, right? So
yeah,
that's always been kind of a long-term legacy of America. You know, Pilgrims and Quakers and all these people come over and start settling
our
stuff.
DMs.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's just a lot of people that started this country are very conservative, and that kind of carried over. And you're right. I think with the advent of things, you're like, oh, dude, in over here, people are getting pissed off about missionary porn, but in Germany, you should see the porn they have out there.
Well, you can see it now. Like you can, like, you have undisposed access to that. Like it's not hard to pick up, So, yeah, I don't know.
With the internet, you can really find your limits on stuff. How far is too far with porn, right?
I mean, Cookie Monster taught me the internet's for porn.
And the dark web, you can get all sorts of crazy stuff there if you want to go to the dark webs. Yeah,
I don't play there.
No,
I don't like it there.
No.
I'm a little bit Quaker when it comes to
Don't go chasing the dark web. I stick to the regular WWs. Like
I stick to the bookmarks and the links that I'm used to.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up that reference. You got exactly what I was talking about there.
R.I.P. Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Oh, I was talking about Weird Al. What
are
you talking about?
Dang.
Don't go making phony calls. Stick to the 7-digit numbers you're used to, right?
No.
Oh,
that
shit.
was not where I went. I went straight to the OG. I'm gonna have to listen to that song.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
That came on the other day. I was like, oh, this is a good song about AIDS.
Is that what it was about?
You go back and listen to it.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, there's some lyrics where they talk about people getting AIDS and dying. That's where that goes. Go back and listen to it.
Noted. I will listen to it right after we're done here. It's definitely happening.
Do it.
So yeah, Halloween. Wrap that one up. Put a bow on it. Next holiday coming up. This is all Thanksgiving coming up here this month. This holiday is about, speaking of your Quakers.
Your pilgrims.
Coming over. Hey, everybody, this is ours now. Thanks. Let's feed them. Feed them cool foods that their digestive systems don't know how to respond to. And here, use these blankets that have sicknesses in them. It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Man, we're a bunch of assholes. I'm sorry, world. If you're listening to this, on behalf of many of stupid people across this world, I am sorry.
Why? You didn't do anything. You weren't there.
I know I wasn't there, but I'm a result of it. I'm kind of the reason why the reason I'm here is because of this taking place.
No.
So
I don't agree with that train of thought. That's like saying, like, hey, I got to apologize for my great granddad who was an alcoholic and he did a bunch of stupid shit and ended up in jail because I'm a descendant of his. That's bullshit. You didn't have any control over that.
I didn't, but I mean, I could still show some empathy.
Okay, but you're going to apologize for it. That's their shit.
That's okay. I gamble, so they get my money back. It's okay. Does that help? Did I do that right?
You went straight reparations with it, huh?
Yeah. Did I do that right? Is that how that works? Do I feel better? I feel better. So, I mean, that's good.
Yes. You're not out here screaming Manifest Destiny places, so I think you're doing all right.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, Thanksgiving. That's going to be a whole nother one that's going to be weird for people, isn't it?
Yep.
God, man.
Yep.
I was. This is the reason why I want this election thing to end, because then that means that like COVID ends. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it's exactly what's going to happen.
We did it, guys. COVID's solved, and then everyone's just going to go back to normal again. And like,
all right, now that we get that worked out, we can go back and focus on this COVID stuff.
Right. Like, all you needed to do was tickle your asshole for 5 minutes, and everything is fine.
It's all magical. Throw some fairy dust on it.
Just sprinkle some crack on it. It'll be all right.
Exactly.
All right, sir. Well, what else do you want to cover here? Anything else exciting happening in your world other than work?
Man. Work's been busy. Just been doing that, hanging out with the kid. Kid's in that good spot where he's like learning shit all the time. It's like new every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, when did you learn how to do that? Like the big thing this week is he's learning how to nod yes, which is just looks awkward right now. But
is he got like that mad head bob, like the big one?
Yeah. Like he knows what he's trying to do, but he like doesn't have the full muscle memory to pull off like a nod, like a yes. It's like a full body.
So does he do like the Merton Hanks then?
A little bit, yeah. Almost exactly like that. As a matter of fact.
Chicken head, man. Good old Merton Hanks.
Merton Hanks. One of the reasons I'm a Niners fan, Merton Hanks.
I don't want to talk about them. When's hockey season start?
Poor Niners, man. Poor Niners. You know it's bad when, because I was watching Monday Night Football, because Courtney's a Giants fan, which is in a worse spot than the Niners right now. For the last,
I don't know, man. Aren't they in the division with the Eagles?
Yeah, they're like 2 games out from
2 games back from winning the division. Like, shut the fuck up. Exactly. Yeah, they're 2 games back, and Dallas and Washington are in the division. I'm not too worried about the Giants right now.
Right. But anyway, I'm watching the Giants game on Monday Night Football, right? And they're the only game on, and the halftime show. You know, on the halftime show, they do different segments, right? Like, hey, watch these highlights from this weekend. And then, they go through and they do the plays of the first half. And then they talk about, college football or something like that. One of the segments, it was 2 minutes with Terry Bradshaw or whoever the hell it was. just specifically talking about all the people that are on the IR for the 49ers. That was the segment. The segment was like the poor 49ers lost 4 more people.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. It's done. It's like their entire roster is like just, hey guys, just take a knee.
For a season. For like the season indefinitely type thing.
Yeah. Was it Kittle's out 8 weeks with his foot? And then Garoppolo's out again.
Yeah, I heard Kittle's probably out for the remainder of the season. Garoppolo's out for indefinitely right now with his ankle sprain. Debo's out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Dude, they are chopping him like so hard right now. They're like, is he the quarterback we need? Can we trade him? Like they're already like people are like ready to just fucking give up on him. I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys.
We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
they expanded. I didn't know this before, but they expanded the playoff bracket for the NFL, so it's still possible for the Niners to win some games and get in there. But they got the back half of their season just stacked. So
yeah, we need to be able to like get into a flow of things already by now, so that we can just continue to win out. You know?
Yeah, they traded away one of their middle linebackers, so that was fun. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, I did see that. So
for an injured player and a 5th round pick.
Fuck, if we're going to win something, we're going to win the most iron people on the roster. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, I think Quan Alexander is supposed to come back this week or next week, and they traded him out to New Orleans, who I think we play next week. No, it's the Packers next week or something like that. Anyway, they trade him out there for Kiko Alonso, who's got an ACL tear for the rest of the season. And he's on his contract year, so he may never, ever play for the Niners. He'll just be on the roster on the IR for his duration on the Niners. But they got a 5th round pick, and they offloaded a bunch of cap space. So it was a win for the Niners for sure.
Gotcha. Yep. Well, better luck next year, everybody, because this one's a donezo one. So what do we watch in the meantime? Like, I mean... If it's not
CrossFit games are over, so can't do the CrossFit games anymore. Matt Frazier and Tia DeClaire Toomey won that for the 5th straight year, so that was entertaining to watch.
I can see it. I can hear it in your voice. You sound super motivated about that.
It's entertaining to watch who's going to get 2nd place, but those guys, you don't watch CrossFit at all, but it's basically they do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of the games, and there's like 5 events each day. And each event's worth like 100 points. And then if you get 1st place, you get 100 points. If you get 2nd place, you get whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so Matt and Tia had like 1,000 points at the end of Saturday, which basically means they just have to meet the minimum requirements of the workouts for Sunday, and they win the CrossFit Games. So they already had everything locked up on Saturday. Both of them, men and women. And it was Matt's fifth win in a row, and Tia's 4th win in a row. Was it a row?
So 5th win on Saturday. Didn't have to really do anything on Sunday except show up and...
Didn't have to. And then he still went out there and won events. I think he won every event on Sunday for the men.
Jeez.
Dude's crazy.
So, I mean, the Olympics aren't happening this year, so we can't watch that.
Nope.
I mean, I guess, dude, we got to go back to Joe Buck announcing this election. I mean, that's it, right? This is going to be at least another like 3 weeks of shit, right?
We can go back to marble racing.
Oh, yeah, dude. Marble racing is pretty legit.
We can go back to that. That announcer is legit. He should be announcing the election. It's kind of the same.
It's so random, and the marbles, they don't know who's going to win.
Exactly. It is what it is, right? Steely Dan's up at first. Oh, Ruby Red came through. Oh, but somebody got hit in the turnpike here.
I mean,
it's mint green. It's your 1st place position here with 50 points.
You're like, oh man, I was really hoping Crimson was gonna win it this time. Dude, I do remember you like got me into that, and I was like totally like, man, this shit is kind of fun to watch.
If you guys are listening and don't know what that is, just go on YouTube and YouTube marble racing. And there's a guy who does a bunch of YouTube videos, and he does it pretty much like a NASCAR season where he starts everybody out and
gets points
pretty
for
cool.
Like different placings and stuff. Yeah.
There's pretty long tracks. He makes a bunch of like dirt tracks and different hills and roundabouts, and
he does that shit like on the beach.
Yeah, I think it's in his backyard or some shit like that. It's out in the wilderness for sure.
Can you imagine like if you were some kid and just stomp all over, like if he was at the beach like digging in the sand and you just stomp all over his track?
You're like, hey, my castle.
This guy's like announcing, and then you just see like the camera like fucking pivot, and he's just like, motherfucker, and he just piece the shit out of the kid.
I'm sure he like tapes it first and then he puts his announcing track over it. Like, I don't think he does it at the same time.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of this grown-ass adult like sticking sand in like this kid's mouth and shit. Like, how do you like that, you piece of shit? Like, where's your mom?
Whipping him with the seaweed.
Yeah, those big like tentacle things, just like whapping him with it. Ah! Oh man, that'd be great. So then that's what you're saying. We got to watch marble racing.
That's really the only thing. New Zealand's got. Is it rugby season in New Zealand? Because they don't have any COVID cases, so we can watch some rugby.
Is that? But only in New Zealand.
I think they have the All Blacks, right?
Yeah, but I mean, are they playing anybody else? If New Zealand's the only ones that don't have.
Yeah, so I think New Zealand has its own like league. So it's All Blacks are like the national team, but they have like their own leagues outside of that. We could check because it'd be summertime for them coming up, so that might be a thing.
Because hockey doesn't start till January, I think.
Right.
So I got to get through all the holiday.
Did basketball start up again?
No, basketball's not starting up again.
So
LA won 2 championships this year, and Tampa won 1.
Doesn't count.
Well, I mean, it does.
Nope, just write it off. Not in the book of Ray. These are throw an asterisk next to it and move on.
Well, that's good that you can put asterisks in there. But for the rest of the world, the Tampa Bay Lightning have their name on the Stanley Cup, and I saw a picture of it, and there didn't seem to be an asterisk next to any of their names. So that's a done deal. That happened.
In my world, it's an asterisk. Move on.
Okay. Well, we'll have to figure that out. I will take recommendations to watch something. Maybe we just do like reality TV betting or something. Like, I'll take recommendations. So if you guys want to post on our Instagram what we should be watching instead, I'm all ears.
Does it have to be live, or does it just have to be live to us? So like, you and I need to sit down and watch Real Housewives together, and then we take bets on it between the two of us, type thing. Is that everything? Like
something, something kind of like that. I mean, we have to figure out the framework a little bit, but we have to figure out the medium that we're watching. Like,
or go back and watch like John Cena's.
Dude, we can always watch WWE, I guess, because
we could.
That's always going on.
We could start that back up. It'd be like we never left. We may have never watched it for 8 years, but we could pick right back up on the storyline.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we would figure it out real quick about what's going on. Like, they have the same storyline over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't see that to be a problem.
Yeah, they're down in Florida, so you pick that up.
All right, well, maybe that's the answer.
The WWE. The good old WWE.
The wah. The wah.
It's the WWF for old people.
It was the WWF for so long. And then, like, the World Wildlife Federation is like, no, fucking save pandas, sue you guys. And it's like, oh, okay.
Okay, we'll be the WWE. We'll just add a little line here. We're good.
Literally is exactly how it went down. You feel better about your stuff, WWF, or what? Yes, thank you very much.
Now people won't be confused. Oh, okay.
Because the times that I'm fucking talking about the WWF isn't fucking wrestling. I'm really talking about. I've never been confronted like, oh, I'm sorry.
I want to know who bought WWF tickets, thinking they're going to the World Wildlife Foundation like rally or something, and then like show up to the Superdome and they're like, what the fuck is this?
They're like,
Mankind rolls out and they're like, this isn't what I paid for.
I thought we were going to have a seminar on how pandas are fucking running endangered and how we're going to help better their lives again and reintroduce them back to the wild. Like,
I told a duck-billed platypus was going to be here.
And all I see was Rikishi fucking sticking his ass into somebody's face, rubbing it around and stuff. Like, what the fuck is going on
How dare they tell me to suck it?
Stomp. But they did buy a fucking Mankind shirt, that's for sure. Made some fucking signs.
Yeah,
Fuck you, McMahon, kind of things or whatever.
Yeah, I want to know, talking about the puppies or something like that. I want to know who confused that.
Puppies, bro. Oh, man. Jerry the King Lawler. He doesn't do any of the announcing stuff anymore. I think he's like retired, right?
I think he got fired.
Well, that's fitting. I'm surprised he didn't get like harassment lawsuits earlier before.
I think he was just too old and just started just saying stuff and then eventually got fired. Yeah, we can't do that anymore. Sorry. That's not us anymore. Can't be saying stuff like that. Bye.
It's not our brand. Yeah. Well, all right. I guess we can get into MMA too if we're going to go down that path. Same kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I think it's still going on, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It costs money, though.
Dude,
Like, you can watch WWE for free.
It's true.
I guess you watch the prelims for free, but...
I don't know, dude. There's always a friend or someone that's got, hey, you want to come over and watch the fights? And you're like, okay.
I'm not going over people's houses.
Yeah, it's funny, you're never going outside again, are you? I'm surprised you're in the office, to be completely honest with you. How's that any different?
Because they're paying me to be there, and that's a different requirement.
So someone's just got to pay you to go watch a fight, and then you're like, come over and eat all their fucking...
Yeah, if it's part of my job, that's okay. I guess I got to do it.
Huh. Okay.
Also, I get my own little office. I get
yeah, but before you show up, I lick all your door handles and your phone before you show up every day.
I Clorox wipe all my shit every day
to build your immune system. I build your immune system up.
You've been thwarted. I use a Clorox wipe.
I have not seen you Clorox. I've not seen you Clorox wipe your door handles every day.
I do every day.
I lick your door handles 3 times a day, bro. 3 times. How many swipings you doing? You got what I got.
I do 1 wipe in the morning, and then I hand sanitize when I sit down at my desk too. So unless you're like replacing my hand sanitizer with pigeon urine, I don't.
Joke's on you, motherfucker. I thought of it all.
That's just your spit in there. It's not hand sanitizer, it's just saliva in my...
I tickle my asshole with the lid of your hand sanitizer every day.
Ew. Ew.
Now you're never going back. You're going to come in with like a fucking...
Just going to go to HR.
Like,
just going to go to HR and be like, Dan told me.
You snitch, bro.
I need to go work from home.
Oh, yeah, well. Well, it was nice knowing you, Ray. Good luck. Godspeed.
You can catch me on here.
Catch me outside. No, I'm sorry. Catch me inside.
Yeah. We can get you on Disney Plus. They have like a movie watch sharing thing now. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that, but I have seen that Spotify's got like a share thing. You notice that? Mm-hmm. Where you can like listen to the same like playlist at the same time type thing. We could do silent dance parties all day long.
We could zoom it to each other or something like that.
I don't like Zoom. I'm not a Zoom. I don't like Zoom. It's not that fun.
But yeah, Disney Plus has that. I guess you can basically like one person hosts it and then the other people join. But I think it just like starts and stops the movie together. I don't know if you can really see anybody. Maybe you can chat. I think you can chat, but you have to do like on the iPhone app or something.
Man, so many things you have to like line up. I don't know. There's nothing I want to watch on Disney Plus right now except Mandalorian.
We can go to the drive-ins together.
Why?
Go watch a drive-in movie. You stay in your car, I'll stay in mine.
That doesn't sound fun at all. How am I supposed to like canoodle next to you and hold your hand?
I will get you a life-size stuffed animal of myself.
Oh man, now you're gonna make me like turn into like being turned on by pillows or some shit like that. I don't. I know we were talking earlier about being like advanced in like the sexualized world, but I'm not quite to the part of like loving pillows. Yeah.
Next best thing.
I think of a couple other things I'd rather have than a picture of you on a pillow. I think.
A picture of me on a pizza?
Oh man, you're a jack-o'-lantern? Sick.
Yeah.
You're gonna have black hole of eyeballs.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be some shit if, like, how they put like pictures on cakes? You do it on pizza.
I got a birthday pizza.
It's just you holding the pepperoni over your nipples. Just strategically place nipple or pepperonis on olives.
Oh man, I kind of want a birthday pizza now. My birthday's coming up. That's what I want from you.
Oh, really?
Screen.
When is it?
It is after Thanksgiving. That's when normal people remember. Usually, when people remember my birthday is when Thanksgiving's already passed.
Huh. Go figure.
I'm gonna be 603, dude.
You're gonna be hella old.
There could be only one Highlander.
You're hella old.
I'm not that old.
Speaking of being old, I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about the election. And
man, you're starting to sound old right now. Whatever's
right.
going to be.
Well, I think we covered it at the top of the hour here, but we were talking about something. And she goes, "Yeah, this election is really close." I said, "Yeah, I don't remember a close election other than the one that happened in 2000 between Gore and Bush, right, where they do all those recounts and the hanging chads." And she's like, "What are hanging chads?" And that's when I realized she was 10 years old in 2000. so she didn't know what the hanging chad things were. And then I was like, damn, it's like a whole miss right there where she just doesn't get that stuff.
Yeah, you definitely are old, man.
Yeah. And then I made a reference today with one of my coworkers, one of the people that are on my team. They said something about, hey, the CRM we use, they're like, it's like you can keep on going and going this thing. And I said, oh yeah, it's like Narnia. I said, or if you're from an older generation, the Secret Garden. Right?
Uh-huh.
And I got both those references. She then jabbered me back and said, I had to Google what Secret Garden was. And I was like, shit. How old am I?
You're 33. 4.
And a half.
33 and a half.
Actually, I think I am 33 and a half exactly.
No, not half yet. Your birthday was in... maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So what month is it? Yeah.
It's November, yeah. Actually, I'm 33 and a half in a couple of days. There you go.
That makes you young again when you tell people, I'm 33 and 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah. I always get tripped up on that too when people ask me how old my son is. I'm like, he's 1. Well,
you're able to say months. You're able to say months up to 24 months. That's
I forget, right? I think he's what, 14 months? 14 months.
September, October, November. Yeah. So
15 months.
That's okay to say. You're okay to say months up until like 2 years. After that, then it goes to 2.
Yeah.
My kid now, he's like when I'm 6, I'm gonna like he's like those, he's got like these false benchmarks in his life that like he has to be before he will thinks that he could do stuff. When I'm 6, I'm gonna be able to play Minecraft. I'm like, dude, you play Minecraft right now. But it'd be something like that. Like
when I'm 6, I'll get to jump in the pool and eat Jello at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. He's like,
okay.
I get to watch this. I'm like, dude, I'll let you watch that shit right now. Like,
you just gotta ask.
I don't care. It says TV Watch 7. Just what do you want to watch, dude? But he's fully convinced that like that's a thing.
That was a thing when you were growing up. You had different milestones you had to reach. When I'm 13, I can watch PG-13 movies, which is bullshit. You watch those when you're like 8.
Well, PG-13 movies are like a little bit more rough around the edges than they used to be, though. Too. They say like fuck in those. Yeah, which like the F word was never in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. When I'm 18 or when I'm 17, I can watch rated R movies.
Yeah. Definitely watched that well before that.
I want to know what the rationale behind like making it 17 was. Like, why not 18? Why not 16?
Yeah, I know, that is a good question.
Why is rated R 17? But you're an adult 18. It doesn't make any sense. If someone knows the answer, let us know.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm too tired to look it up right now. So let's get some user interaction here. So you got to tell us what sports we need to watch. What time? What we got here? Yeah, let's wrap this up. You got to tell us what sports we need to watch for 1, and then for 2, someone else tell me and do the research on why did the age for movies, rated R movies, turn out to be 17 years old? Where like you could buy cigarettes at 18, you can buy fucking, you could vote at 18, you could drink at 21, you can go to war at 18, but like, why 17? Why not 16? Why not 15?
And why don't we have milestones? I guess the next milestone's like at 65 you can retire. I guess that's a milestone.
35 you can run for president. That's a thing.
There you go.
I'm definitely eligible for that one. And the next one is I get to have my prostate checked at 40. So I'm excited about that one. Yeah.
So maybe there are milestones I didn't think about. Because, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, when I get to be 16 or 15, I get my permit. 16, I get my driver's license. 18, I get to be an adult and I get to, do whatever I want. Blah, 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 blah. When 21, I get to drink, right? 25, I guess, is kind of when the boring ones start. You get to rent a car.
Yeah, you get to rent a car. And then, like I said, I get to get my prostate checked at 40. That's like the next thing because I've already like surpassed my milestone to be able to run for president.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's like, early bird specials and AARP membership. So.
But then you're done after 65. What else is there?
Is that when I can collect Social Security?
I think so. It might be 67 now.
Is there going to be any Social Security left?
Probably.
I mean, that's a legit question.
Probably. I mean, there's debate over it, but it probably will be.
Well, I hear you yawning, old man. So, let's wrap this gavel up. So, send us some stuff. Where can we send this stuff, Ray? If you wanted to like respond or follow up or give us some notes about things, where would we send it?
You can hit us up on Twitter at ILPAC Podcast.
Just Twitter, huh? That's all we got?
You can hit us up on our Vine.
You gotta know the link in the
ILPAC Podcast. You can hit us up on MySpace at ILPAC Podcast. We'll be playing System of a Down in the background.
I was gonna do Coldplay, but
that works too. That works too.
It's your MySpace, dude. You can do whatever you want.
It's our MySpace.
It's our. We can make a playlist.
If you don't know how to find our website, you can go to askjeeves.com and look up ILPAC Podcast on your Netscape Navigator, on your IBM desktop computer.
Make sure you got 5.5 floppies to boot your OS while you're at it too. Oh man, what a way! But hey, send in your early vote ballots. It'll take fucking 3 days to fucking pick them up.
Yeah, but no, for real though, you can use your Nokia 72, whatever the hell it was, and play Snake. Text us at ILPAC Podcast.
Sign up for Jamsters so you get your joke of the day.
There you go.
That was a thing. You definitely could have done that, right?
Yeah. I saw something the other day. It was like, thank God that we're not in quarantine in the year 2000. Could you imagine playing Snake on your Nokia for fucking 40 days for a year straight or something like that?
Christ, dude. The internet definitely would have blown up by then. Like, there would have been so much 56K. Like, everyone would have been fucking, God, that would have been terrible. Ugh.
Could you imagine being in quarantine without the internet? Like,
man.
In the 50s or 60s?
I can't imagine I can't imagine not having the internet now just normally. Like, never mind quarantine or never mind this, that, other thing. No, now. Like, a normal day. Just being, Wednesday.
Should we try it? Should we do just a mental experiment here to take a day with no internet?
Nope.
See what it's like?
Mm-mm.
You don't even want to try it?
No, I've done that before. I mean, I've gone out of town and camping and stuff like that where there's no internet. It happens. It's not impossible. Sometimes it's actually a little bit more entertaining.
That's where you would learn how to spell iridocyclitis and things like that.
Not today, my friend. Not today. All right, so ILPAC Podcast on Juno, MySpace, Vine.
Juno.
You can get me on AIM. You can hit me on my AIM. Give me in my DMs on AIM.
Yeah. Your instant messenger there. ASL.
Yeah. You can join our IRC channel at
Make sure you go to our website, which is hosted by Tripod.
Good Lord. Okay, for real. This time, for real. We've gone through history and time here. You can get us on your smart device where you have apps called like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can search for Illicit Packets on there. You can to listen to this thing and listen to our backlog if you're just finding this thing randomly because you are on a Nokia phone. Speaking of like old phones, that flip phone's coming back. That Motorola Razr is coming back with the folding screen.
I've been seeing some advertisements about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want it. I don't think I want it. I have no reason to want it.
No,
but my text messaging is not fucking working. So I mean, there's part of that like reason of like maybe this is.
Oh yeah, my iPhone updated itself, and I was like, oh no. And then I scrambled to go to my watch and then figure out like if I could text message this morning, I could. And then my watch was like, I'm gonna update too, and I was like, no, you're not. So I put the kibosh on that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got unfortunate here. So anyway, so you can hit us on your smartphone and you can search for us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Illicit Packets. Our website is ilpack.com. And that's actually hosted by GoDaddy. So kind of close to Tripod now that you think about it. And then anything else I'm missing? Oh, if you want to send us the email, which is, an electronic mail, you can hit us up at ilpackpodcast@gmail.com.
It stands for Google Mail.
And that's it. So again, apologize for not having a podcast last week, but thank you for catching it back up again this week. We thoroughly appreciate it. We will get closer to the holidays here. And, the good thing is with, I think, the COVID and quarantining, all that shit, is that no one has to listen to Mariah Carey's Christmas at the malls.
It's upticking, though. If you go to Google Trends and you look at Mariah Carey.
I bet it is.
It's on the rise. It is funny. If you're interested in the type of like trending and stuff, it's definitely like you can see the spikes. it's like flat line, and then all of a sudden November, you see this huge upturn, and then December is like the spike, and then it goes back down. It's pretty consistent over time too.
Ugh, God, you guys are weirdos.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Ray, any final thoughts for this week?
Just a random quote that I like. Not that I necessarily like this person, but everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Isn't that Mike Tyson?
Yes, sir.
That's a great one, though. I mean, that is
absolutely true.
Yes, 100%. All right. Well, don't get punched in the mouth, Ray. And thanks a lot.
Well, then I won't have a plan. But yeah.
Well, your plan is to not get punched in the mouth.
Don't tell me what to do. Bye.